just as long as we don't do any.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
The chores,
The stores,
fresh air.
Times Square.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, city life.
Green Acres, we are there.
Welcome to Hurley Manning Field at Haywood Hanna Stadium here on the campus of Milton High. This Irish Bill with Seminole Bob here to my right. And Raiders come in with 4 straight wins. Milton comes in having their bye week last week. Should be healthy. Both teams coming into this game, Bob.
Absolutely.
Navarre 4-2, Milton 2-4. It's a huge district matchup between these two teams as the Raiders enter a streak of 3 straight weeks where they will be at district play. Next week, they'll travel up to Pace, just about 8 miles from here, and then they'll be at home to the Gulf Breeze Dolphins, who lost a tough one after a 7-hour road trip last night to Hopa. Let me pronounce this one word.
Kissimmee.
To Hopa Kaliga.
In Kissimmee. Kissimmee.
In the Kissimmee area, 1914. The only game played last night. So they dropped to 2-5 on this season. But the district is still wide open, Bob.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. That was probably a fill-in game for them. Perhaps Coach had some ties to that area, but that sure is a long way to go for a road game. Almost not as far as it is to Alabama.
Well, depends on what part of Alabama.
Where did we go?
We went to
Carroll, Ozark.
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 That was 2.5 hours. That was our longest. The Pick Wizard checking in from actually doesn't live in Niceville. And I believe he lives in Crestview. But Joe Settle checking in. And
hey, Joe.
So that means Niceville's got the night off this week. So
Yep.
People always ask, what do you do when your team's not playing? Go to another game. It's that simple. How can we stay at home on a Friday night?
Or watch football.
There's some good games going on tonight. But here's a schedule in the area tonight. Pine Forest down at IMG Academy, and they're down 41-0 in the second quarter early on. Tim Keene checking in. Said, let's go, Raiders. Beat the Panthers. Tim and Wayne checking in as well. Leon at Childs, Godby at Florida High, Weeawa at Franklin County, Lincoln at Rickards. You know what, Paul did pick not Gulf Breeze, so he got a win last night.
Yeah.
He was the only one to pick them. Lincoln at Rickards, Taylor County at Wakulla, Gadsden County at Mariana, Graceville at Vernon, Sewanee at Madison County. That's a big game there. Monroe Day at Maclay. Bozeman at Port St. Joe, looking to stay undefeated. Jay at Northview, West Florida at Pensacola. Catholic in a big matchup with Walton. That could decide that district. Crestview at Mosley. North Florida Christian at Rocky Bayou. Pace at Tate, another big matchup. And that has a lot of ramifications of what's going on here tonight. Looks like it's homecoming night here, Bob, or is it senior night?
Probably senior night.
Okay. as they're lined up here in front of us. I think they're doing the band senior night for the band. But St. John Paul II at Arnold, Bay at South Walton, Rutherford at North Bay Haven, Freeport at Holmes County, Chipley at Destin, Lighthouse PC at Sneeds, Washington at Fort Walton Beach, Navarre at Milton. That's where we're at. Another big thing could happen tonight, Bob.
Yeah, I think.
Do you know what that is?
Pace and Tate and Catholic and Walton are the two big games, other than Milton and Navarre.
Jay Walls, earlier in the season, collected his 200th win all-time in head coach as a head coach. Tonight, he is looking for his 100th win as a Navarre Raider coach.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like we've got Tyler Daniels' grandparents checking in from northern Vermont. What's the temperature there?
I don't know. I just met his mom and his stepdad down here to my right as I came up. They're sitting with the Villanovas tonight. And great games here as we get down to week 8. Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It sure does. Let me see if I can get an update on that. Not that we need an update on the Pine Forest game. 41-0. That should be going to halftime pretty soon. That was a 6 o'clock kickoff our time. They're playing down on the campus of IMG. And Baker up early on FAMU, 7-0. A lot of other first games, the 7 o'clock games, getting ready to get underway here. Like I said, Milton comes in at 2-4. They're led. They've actually been using 2 quarterback system this year. Ethan Diamond on the year, 35 of 48, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. And Tate Williams, 42 of 77, 537 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 picks. Their running backs, Drake Densman, 48 carries, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. Malik Cobb, 61 carries, 211 yards, and 4 scores. And when they go to the wide receiving core, they go to Rayvon Cottrell. That name does sound familiar. That is the younger brother of Raymond, who is currently at Texas A&M. He leads the Panthers in receiving, 19 receptions, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bryson Brown, 22 receptions, 227 yards a score. Jaden Leverett, 16 receptions, 152 yards. And Caden Hall, 5 receptions, 100 yards. For Navarre, Hunter Feaster gets the nod again. And on the season for Hunter, 54 of 97, 747 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Connor Matthews leads the rushing attack, 111 carries, 836 yards, 7.5 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns. Receiving, Terrence Marshall, 19 receptions, 283 yards, 2 scores. But a big night last week by Nate Hansen. Touched the ball 3 times, a 59-yard touchdown run, a 32-yard touchdown reception, and a 10-yard reception. Mr. Sammy checking in. Said, good luck, Raiders. Beat the Panthers. And on the defensive side of the ball for Navarre, 220 tackle performances last week by Andre Spence and Vinny Villanova. On this season, Vinny with 57, Andre with 52. They are the top 2 tacklers for Navarre. And Vinny him and Connor Black caused a big fumble last week inside the 5-yard line that kept the Raiders in the lead and eventually take home the W, Bob.
Yeah, as Coach said in our Buffalo Wild Wings coaches show, that was huge.
And if one thing that we also need to keep an eye on, if Hunter has a successful night passing the ball tonight, he is 2 behind the all-time stat leader, Marlon Courtney III, who has 34. Hunter has 32. He's currently tied with Matthew Webb with 32. So the record at Navarre is 34. So, but I'm sure Coach Walls would like to do nothing but run the rock all night long and
ball control. Let's go Jacob Walsh, number 73, from Jessica Walsh. Thank you, Jessica, for checking in.
Go Raiders. He labels himself J Dude Awesomeness. I like that. Sounds like something I would say. Deborah Boxon. It said don't forget. No, that was actually at the 7-yard line, Deborah. I don't mean to correct you, but he stopped him. He was 2 yards for the first down, but that was a huge stop by Josh Walters. He
was
basically,
big, you're right.
He basically, the guy, Freitas basically ran into a brick wall.
So the IMG game is at the halftime now. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be at the half, and last time I checked, it was 41-0. And that is, actually it's 48 now.
There you go.
They still have first quarter, but I believe they're actually, they got to be late either in the second quarter or even into the because they do recognize the running clock as well.
That's right.
So even though they're
Go Vinny,
a
says
national
Deborah Broxton.
program.
Go Vinny, says Deborah Broxton. The grandparents say it is cool in Vermont. It's chilly, rather.
We're looking at a 7:30 kickoff here. It looks like it's senior night here tonight for the Milton band members. And they got a really good band, Bob.
They do.
And I think the Navarre band joined us tonight. They made the short haul up 87 here.
Yep.
And Tyler Daniels' grandparents checking in from South Jersey, says go Raiders. Chili Pepper says go Ty, go Vinny. Not halftime here. We have yet to start the game. So we'll be kicking off at 7:30. We're going to head out and get a word from our sponsors. This is Irish Bill with Seminole Bob and Raider Riley on the camera tonight. Welcome, Raider Riley. And we're going to head out so that you can hear a word from our advertisers.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Thinking about selling your property? Call Ursula Householder of Coldwell Banker Realty in Navarre now. The consultation is free, and Ursula uses the best tools the industry has to offer. Her years as a top producer, relocation specialist, and Florida military market specialist will help you get the desired result. If you are buying, Ursula's experience will help you make an informed decision to find the right home for you. And if you mention this advertisement, Ursula will donate $100 to the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club when the deal closes. To find out if you qualify for any of the military rewards, call or text 850-642-5711 or email ursula.householder@cbrealty.com or go to urhouseholderhomes.com. That's urhouseholderhomes.com. Go Raiders!
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raiders Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it that they're properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can watch and hear all exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com.
All Dry is 100% veteran-owned and operated. They have a proven process that guarantees customer satisfaction along with job completion to industry standards. In addition to water and mold remediation, they hold certifications in fire and smoke odor control cleanup, trauma, crime scene, and biohazard cleanup. If you're in the Gulf Coast region, including areas in Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi, you can rely on All Dry 24/7, 365. And you can find them on the World Wide Web at www.myalldry.com/Gulf Coast region.
Welcome back to Hurley Manning Field at Haywood Hanna Stadium. That's a mouthful, isn't it, Bob?
It is.
We're on the campus of Milton High, the home of the Panthers and the Black and Gold Band. And they just had senior night, and now the ROTC is getting ready to
introduced
their senior night. Go ahead and talk for a second there, Bob.
Beautiful night for football. Had some sprinkles on the drive in. Just hopped on 331, went to I-10. Had some the R word on the way. But I think we're going to be fine tonight.
The temperature's starting to cool down just a little bit. Sharon Bertino checking in. Tennessee Shanky checking in from he calls it the Sticks and Stones property that him and Dorothy just bought over just across the Florida-Alabama state line.
Shanky, you do know they have state taxes in Alabama, right?
Yes, they do. Got a good they got a good deal on the property over there, 20 acres.
Ooh.
So
nice.
They're going to make it kind of a family. Their family built houses on the property as well. So
okay. Nice.
It's not far from the Buc-ee's that's just off of I-10 over there in Robertsdale.
That's too funny.
Is it Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I mean, too funny that they're that close.
Yeah, they're probably within 5 minutes of Buc-ee's. But he's checking in tonight. Annette Krishak checking in as well. Hey, Irish Bill. Go Raiders. Like everybody checking in. Robert Moon checking in. Father of Jeremiah Moon. He's checking in tonight. Everybody ready for a football game tonight, and I know we are, Bob.
That's what I like about Milton. You're so close to the field.
We get to see. I mean, we're right on top of the field.
Right.
And we're a little bit lower than what we were up at Carroll, but that was a beautiful facility up there at Carroll High School up in Ozark, Alabama. And we've been taken care of wherever we go. And so coming into this game, Bob, Milton having a little hard time on the offensive side of the ball. They've only scored 91 points in 6 games, which is about 15 points a game, and they're giving up 32 in a game. They actually gave up 73 to Gulf Breeze in week 2.
Right, yeah.
It was week 2 or week 3, I can't remember which. But actually week 4. But they did put up 42 on Gulf Breeze, but they still got beat by 31. So, and that was half of their points was in that ball game.
Correct. They had victories over Orange Beach, 7-0. Lost to Niceville in week 2, 42-7. Shut out Washington 28-0 in game 3. as Bill mentioned, the 31-point loss to Gulf Breeze. You score 73 points and you don't get a running clock.
Nope, not at all.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty tough. Game 5, 37-0 loss to Escambia, who've got a big game tonight.
Choctaw and Escambia tonight.
And Game 6, district game, they lost to Tate 45-7. So, you know,
they're 0-2 in district.
Milton's got a lot to play for. They lose, they'll be 0-3 in the district and pretty much out of contention, and they don't want to do that. They want to be a Reggie Jackson. They want to be a straw that stirs the drink, so to speak.
And you know, the last time that we were up here, they knocked off Navarre. The only time that Coach Jay Wells has lost to Milton was 2 years ago, and we were about sitting there right in the same spot.
Yes.
And wonder if they're going to be – I haven't seen any of the kebabs yet come our way.
No kebabs yet.
But I heard that they have some sausage kebabs tonight, which would be pretty darn good as well. They usually take care of us up here. The athletic director here at Milton, George Blake. The head coach here, Kelly Gillis. And they always treat us very well when we come up here, Bob.
Yeah, Brad Marcelot is the athletic director.
That's a little old. I need to update that.
I'm sorry?
I need to update that.
Okay.
George Blake is actually the athletic director now. I need to update my sheet because we all know sheet happens.
That's right. That's right.
But they have now gone through the ROTC here at Milton, senior night, the band, and now the ROTC are done. And so that means we're getting closer to football. Bob, I have 7:22 on my computer. So we're no more than 8 minutes. Actually, the clock says 4:27. So we should have the national anthem shortly before that. The ROTC here will be coming out to midfield to do the national anthem. The Black and Gold Band of Milton will be performing our national anthem.
Well, you know, we got good news for you, young man. No cannon tonight shooting off. If there is, I'm going underneath this table.
Well, next week, you know, they do shoot off fireworks at Pace.
No,
so
I do not.
It will get a little loud up at Pace as well.
Yeah, I broadcast just one game at Pace, and we tried to hang our banner, and the principal then told us to take it down. He wasn't very nice, but Steve Shaw, I think Steve is
Snell.
What
was it? Snell?
No, this was years ago.
Okay.
Different principal. It's not the current principal.
But 2020 was the COVID year, so we didn't get to broadcast that game.
Right.
So I went up and watched that game. That was the opening debut of one. Jaden Jones had 2 interceptions in that game, and he transferred into Navarre that year.
Yep.
And the Raiders went on to win 17-7 that night. Very low-scoring game. But the Raiders prevailed, and they have not lost to Pace in the Jay Walls era.
Yep. We're going to have our hands full, though, but that's next week.
That is next week. We have a game tonight.
That's right.
The blocking gold drum section is walking to the midfield stripe as we're getting ready for our national anthem here momentarily. There's 2:28 on the stadium clock here at Hurley Manning Field on the campus of Milton High.
Yeah, I used to ref some football, as I've told you, in the area. We had some of Hurley's games. That tells you how long I've been around. And every time we'd go into his office, you know, before the game, well, Coach, what kind of a year we're going to have? Because we always typically did like their first game. Oh, well, we'll be lucky to be 5-5. That was the dominating years. Oh, well, maybe 4-6. You know, they'd run the table. Hurley Manning, legend, great coach.
His philosophy was definitely 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And they won back-to-back titles. What was it, 74, 75?
Mm-hmm.
And
one of my old bosses, Bart Pullum. Good job, Bill and Bob. You're loud and clear. Thank you, Bart Pullum, and thank you, the Pullum family, for all you've done and still continue to do in the Navarre and Santa Rosa County area. I think the senior center is named after his grandfather, the Betty J. Pullum YMCA, the Pullum family. Bill and Martha gifted us.
We got a couple of scores out here going on down at Bradenton, Florida. IMG all over Pine Forest, 48-0. Baker over FAMU, 14-0. And on the board, first Northview over Jay, 7-0. Those are the only scores we have got early on this Friday night, October 13th. And I don't believe in superstitions, Bob.
Knock wood.
And it is Friday the 13th.
Guess what I almost ran over on?
Don't tell me
I-10.
a black cat.
No.
A tire.
No.
A deer.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
no.
dear. Well, tell me. I'm out of guesses.
A ladder.
A ladder?
A ladder.
That would have been a step in the wrong direction.
I went around it, but I didn't drive underneath the ladder. That was crazy. But
well,
the finish.
We've told you the trip about the trip over to Rickards last year. A tire came out of nowhere. It was raining, and we almost hit a tire going 75 miles an hour. That would have been ugly. We may have not made it to the game that night.
True that.
But we've had our experiences. And coming home from Carroll, ever since I've hit a deer a couple of years ago, anytime it's nighttime and in the fall in the Panhandle of Florida, I always keep my eyes open for varmints. And we saw 4 deer on the way home from the Ozark.
They saw us and they just kind of ran the other way.
And we actually saw a wolf or a coyote that night too.
But
that was in your neighborhood.
That was in my neighborhood. Sure was off of Ortega there. Crazy.
We're just moments away. They have set the clock at 12, and I believe they're getting ready to do the national anthem. It's 7:27, so we're about 3 minutes. Tim Short is the principal up here at Milton High.
Yeah.
Athletic director George Blake. We're getting ready to turn on the field mic so you can listen to the national anthem played by the Milton Black and Gold Band. Coming from the end zone to our right. Should now be coming into your camera view.
Our Pledge of Allegiance tonight will be led by Student Body Treasurer Lily McLean.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, our national anthem, by the Milton High School Mighty Black and Gold Band.
Stay standing until the ROCC has left the field. Mike and Ursula householder checking in. Sorry about that, Mike and Ursula. Thank you for all of your support over the years of Navarre Raider football and Irish Bill sports.
And Buckeyes play.
Update, Mosley on the board first against Crestview, 7-0.
Buckeyes have Indiana tomorrow, Bill?
No, they actually, they have Purdue. They have the other Indiana Big Ten team.
That's right.
Michigan's got Indiana tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Indiana wants me.
But you can't go back there. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Good song.
Yep.
We're about ready for football, Bob. Can you feel it?
I'm ready.
Put me in, coach. It's time to play. The Navarre Raiders 4-2 on the season, 1-0 in District 1, Class 4S. Milton comes in at 2-4 and 0-2 in the district. And we got a great district matchup coming up tonight. The Panthers of Milton High against your Raiders of Navarre.
Yeah, throw out the records. Expect Navarre to be very focused tonight, Bill.
Navarre leads the overall series, and I'll get you that here in just a second. It was dominated early on by Milton. But of late, the Raiders have won, I believe, 12 or 13 of the last 14 games. And we'll tell you, currently the record stands 13-9 all-time against Milton. Your captains tonight for the Raiders, Bob. You want to go ahead and
Captains for tonight's game for the Raiders. Number 1, Terrence Marshall.
you shouldn't have to look at our numbers.
Terrence Marshall. Josh Wilson. 71, Cam Pollard. And 25, Andre Spence.
Your Milton captains looks like number 88, Landon Polium, is one of two that came out. I can't see the other number right now, being blocked by Andre Spence.
The officials for tonight's game
I believe is number 9. That would be Zion Slack. Wonder if that's any relation to. They had a player that played here years ago, Reggie Slack.
Reggie, yeah, I'm sure.
One heck of a football player. Went on and played at Auburn, if I remember right.
Yes.
And it is senior night for the band and the ROTC here at Milton High. The coin has been tossed. They're talking.
The Panthers have won the toss and will receive the opening.
So Milton has won the toss, so they elected to receive. Navarre will get the kickoff in the second half. go ahead and turn that field mic down just a little bit. The Raiders and Panthers here on IrishBillSportsLive.com and Irish Bill Sports. Actually, it's Irish Bill Sports Live on YouTube and IrishBillSports.com. You can catch us there if you're out and about and you want to watch the game. You can go over to Culver's of Navarre and over to Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got an update. The pace up 7-3 in the first quarter. Thanks for the update, Joe. Rustum's rooting for another Raiders win. Thanks for checking in. Your Panthers coming out of the end zone to our left. Navarre out of the end zone to our right. Panthers coming out in their black jerseys, gold numbers, gold pants, black helmet with stripes running down the middle. The Raiders out in their maroon pants, white jersey, white road jerseys, maroon numbers, black helmets, Raider on the side. We're ready for football, Bob.
We're ready.
Looks like the officials crew is ready as well.
Is that the Notre Dame fight song?
If they play that, they're probably going to not score a whole lot tonight.
Bill, that's why they play the game.
You are so right, my friend.
I bet you Notre Dame wins by at least 7.
You think? Gosh, they got to prove it to me, Bob. I just don't see it. USC's offense has put up a lot of points this year. Yes, they did struggle against Arizona last week. But the Raiders, the Irish really struggled on the road last week at Louisville.
Somebody did not struggle last night. Emerald Coast Middle School Stingrays won the conference championship.
Good on them. Congratulations.
Over Walton Middle. And at one point I said, first down, Raiders.
Did you?
I did. My wife laughed at me.
We got Rayvon Cottrell back deep on the far side. Trying to look at the number here. Sometimes they get their jerseys so pushed up that I can't read the numbers. But that looks like number 2 back there, Caden Hall. And that's who's going to get it. Caden Hall coming up to the 15-yard line. Nice return, but he's met right there by Mason Baker. I actually get to see numbers and call some tackles tonight. That was number 4, Kern Oberg, and Mason Baker on the tackle. A 45-yard kickoff down to the 15, a return of 10 out to the 25, and that's where Milton will start their opening possession from their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers, and they are sending out number 7, Tate Williams, as their starting quarterback, but that doesn't mean anything as they go back and forth between Ethan Diamond and Tate Williams. 1st and 10 Panthers. Hit in the backfield. Andre Spence with the tackle for loss.
Ugh. Wow.
And that was Malik Cobb on the carry.
Yeah.
It's going to be a loss of about 4. 2nd and 14 for the Panthers from their own. Actually, they're going to spot it back to the 20, so that's going to be a loss of 5.
Quarterback keeper.
And not much to go there. And a host of tackler by Navarre coming in there. You got Bryce Moore, Joshua Wilson. Actually, that was 15. Josh Wilson on the tackle. Going to be a loss of 1. That'll be 3rd and 16 for the Panthers on their opening possession. Just underway here at Milton High. No score. Raiders are gonna. It's going to be a sack all the way back to the 10 by Vinny Villanova. It's going to be a loss of 9. 3 and out.
Wow. Only rushed 3. Milton had 5 protecting, 5 linemen.
A loss of 9, and it's going to bring up 4th and 25. Darius Cunningham back to return kickoffs, punts tonight. Standing at the Milton 45. Good snap back. Good punt out of there. It's going to take a Milton bounce. The ball still on the ground.
Milton's got it. Darius is not used to doing it. He was unsure of what to do.
And the Raiders are going to give him the ball right back there at the Raider 49. First punt of the ball game for Milton.
Turnover, right?
You just got to get out of the way on those.
Well, he started to. He was waving, then he was hoping for a nice
favorable bounce.
Yeah, and it didn't get it.
1st and 10, Milton at the midfield stripe. Raiders with their first turnover of the night.
Looked like it was a double reverse.
And Tristan Ferreira in on the tackle for loss, a loss of 3. And 4 plays for Milton, and all have gone for losses. 3 tackles for loss and a sack by the Raider defense. That time was big number 97, Tristan Ferreira. Second and 13 for the Panthers at their own 47. 9:05 on the clock here in the first quarter, no score. Ethan Diamond in at quarterback. He's going to be pressured out of the pocket, and he tries to get rid of it. His intended receiver over there was Jaden Leverett. Falls incomplete, and he'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Very impressed so far, Bill, with Navarre, their pursuit.
Third and 13 for the Panthers. Ethan Diamond in at quarterback here in this series. Diamond back to pass. He's going to take off, and he's going to try to get it to Cottrell. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
The slant was there for a wee bit. Navarre, instead of getting pretty good field position, turned it over on a muff.
Landon Pulliam, the punter, called into extra duty tonight. Second punt here in the first 4 minutes of the game. Nate Hansen back. Fair catch at the 20-yard line. The Raiders will get their first possession. Start from their own 20. Hunter Feaster brings the offense out for the first time tonight. Big Bubba's across the offensive line. Center Charlie Cottrell, Jacob Walsh, Drew King, Cameron Pollard, and Jackson Spalla. 1st and 10 Raiders from their 20. Andre Spence. Actually, that is Andre Spence starting at running back with a big run over the 30. Out to the 32, a gain of 12, and a Raider first down. Spence on the carry.
Caden French on the tackle. Big hit there.
French on the tackle, like Bob said. Way to catch that, Bob. We are close to the field, so we can actually see him. 1st and 10 Raiders from their 32. We're at 8:15 on the clock here in the opening quarter. No score. Feaster with the handoff to Andre Spence. He's met at the line of scrimmage by Zion Slack. It looks like they're going to give him 1 yard on the carry, so bring up 2nd and 9. Rylan Reynolds and B.B. Brown to the far side with Nate Hansen. Terrence Marshall to the near side. 2nd and 9, Navarre. Marshall with the first down catch right at the chains. Give him 10 yards and a Raider first down. 20th catch on the season for Terrence Marshall. Second first down in this drive for the Raiders. They hand off to Andre Spent. Big tackle up front by Manuel Kimmons. Right at the line of scrimmage. That was big guy football right there, Bob.
Yes, sir.
We got a 2-yard loss on that one. Kimmons with the tackle for loss. Second and 12, Navarre from their own 41. 6:53 on the clock here in the opening quarter. No score. Feaster back to pass. He has Nate Hansen across the middle. He's going to cut back. He's got Rylan Reynolds in front of him. And a big catch. He was down to the 22-yard line. 37-yard pass play from Feaster to Nate Hansen.
Almost broke it. One block away. And we've not seen
Connor Matthews yet.
No. Have seen 15. Josh Wilson
is now in as he takes Spence's place in the backfield. First and 10, Raiders at the Milton 21. It's going to be Feaster on the keeper. He runs over one would-be tackler down to the 16. Give him about 6 yards on that one. And a 2nd and 4 coming up for Navarre.
He just gave that cornerback a forearm shiver there, Bill.
I wouldn't want to get in his way.
No. Here.
He's running angry.
Angry?
While I'm running hangry right now. 2nd and 4, Navarre at the Milton 16-yard line. The handoff to Joshua Wilson off right tackle. Still on his feet. He's going to be close to the first down, depending on the spot. It's going to be down to about the 11. So it's going to be a 5-yard gain for Joshua Wilson and a Raider first down. Raiders meticulously moving the ball down the field here on their opening possession. First and 10 Raiders at the Milton 11. Hanson and Marshall to the near side. Empty on the far side as Brown goes in motion. Hand off to Wilson. He breaks one tackle. Is going to get down to about the 7-yard line. Give him 4 yards. 2nd and 6 for Navarre.
Good blocking, but the big Bubba's, Bill, just pounding him.
Ground and pound, Bob.
That's it.
2nd and
goal.
2nd and goal. It's going to be Feaster on the keeper.
He
gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He just shook off a defensive tackle as big as, or twice as big as he is. 3rd down.
No, actually, he's going to lose a yard there.
This sets up a fade to Terrence or
ball
Nate
right
Hansen.
at the Milton 10-yard line. Wilson shifts in the backfield. The ball is thrown into the end zone. B.B. Brown is down inside the 5 all the way to the 1. It's going to be a gain of 9, and a Raider will have 4th and goal at the Milton 1-yard line.
The heavy package is in. Extra offensive lineman. Braxton Barr, I see in the game.
Feaster has completed 10 of his last 11 passes over 2 games.
Andre Spence now in the game. They're going to run out of the Black Pearl.
Spence is going to get in the end zone from 1 yard out. Raiders on the board, 6-0. They took the ball 80 yards. An 11-play drive.
Nice.
And score at the 3:14 mark of the opening quarter. Daniel in for the extra point. And it's good. It remains perfect on the season. .25 of 25 on the season, Bob. Actually, let me double check that. I might be off a couple. Actually, he's 30 of 30 on the season. Off a few. But the Raiders on the board first. A 1-yard run by Andre Spence out of the Black Pearl. And a 7-0 Navarre lead. We saw 2 different backs there on the opening drive. 3 different receivers caught passes from Hunter Feaster, B.B. Brown, Terrence Marshall, and Nate Hansen.
I see Connor on the sideline, and I was worried about an injury.
Right down here in front of us to our right, which is only about 20 feet in front of us.
Yes.
Daniel with the end-over-end kick down to the 16-yard line. It's returned by Hall before he's met by a host of Raider tacklers led by Mason Baker. Bryce Wheeler. Let me get back to my Bryce Wheeler out there as well in on that tackle. Bryce only a freshman, getting some playing time over the last 3 or 4 games. Had 5 tackles last week in the game against Mosley. So you're going to be hearing me calling that young man's name for the next 3 years after this one. You also got another freshman out there, Peyton Robinson, on the offensive line. Raiders take their opening drive, 11 plays, 80 yards. Consumed a little over 5 minutes in the first quarter. Milton gets the ball at their 26-yard line. First and 10. Williams back in at quarterback for the Panthers. Malik Cobb in the backfield. He gets the handoff, breaks one tackle, tries to get to the outside, but he's met out there on the far side by Jacob Weaver.
Vinny Villanova almost had him in the backfield.
2nd and 8 for the Panthers from their 28. 2:49 on the clock here. They've yet to put the Raiders' touchdown on the board. 2nd and 8. Williams in the pistol. Twins to the near side, single to the far side. Cobb alone back in the backfield. And he gets it to trying to look at the number there, number 3. That would be Caden Hall. And it's enough for a Panther first down out to the 45-yard line. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 46. Now, right at the 45 as I say that. 18-yard catch to Hall and a Panther first down. The first down for the Panthers.
Quarterback keeper.
Gets nice yardage and into Raider territory down to the 48. A 7-yard carry for Williams. And a 2nd and 3 coming up for the Panthers. At the Raider 47. Actually, give him 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Trips to the near side, single to the far side. Lone back in the backfield is Cobb. Williams back to pass.
Good arm. Wow.
And a catch.
Well, that's a big play. Coach mentioned anything more than 25 yards, they consider a big play.
First and goal for the Panthers at the Raider 4. 1:14 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Navarre. The Milton knocking on the door. Cobb's going to knock, and he gets let in, and it's 7-6. A 4-yard run by Cobb. The Panthers are on the board. At the 1:08 mark of the first quarter. And for the extra point, it is up and it's good. Landon Pulliam doing kicking and punting duties tonight. And we're tied at 7.
You heard Coach on the Coaches Show. This year, Milton runs some, likes to throw the ball. They put 7 in the box on the pass play. Navarre was in single coverage.
This will be the first kickoff for Milton. It'll be interesting to see what direction they go on the kickoff. The Raiders have some dangerous return men back there. Nate Hansen, Joshua Wilson, Connor Matthews, Terrence Marshall. 7-7 is your game. Score right now.
Watch for trickery. You know, remember, Bill, Milton's 0-2. This is a must game for them if they want to stay in the district.
Most definitely.
So trickery would not be out of the question here. And they pooch it.
And I think we're going to add on a penalty there at the end, too. Nate Hansen on the return. I think there was going to be a late penalty there, Bob.
Called a blindside hit.
We haven't seen a call yet.
The referee always shows it to the home side only.
15-yard penalty against Navarre. First penalty of our ball game. 59 seconds to go. Hand off to Connor Matthews.
Looked like